Hello, welcome to Encore. I'm Richelle Harrison Plesse. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's music show. Blossoms bring their brand of catchy indie pop to Paris. They join me in the studio to talk about their self-titled debut and their rapid rise to the top of the charts. A new skin for the Strokes guitarist Nick Valensi. He's at the helm of a side project called CRX and dropping a debut album full of glossy power pop tunes. And from rapper-activist MIA to Berlin beatmakers Moderat, the Pitchfork Music Festival rolls into Paris this weekend, featuring an eclectic lineup of indie, hip-hop and electro acts. Tom and Joe from Blossoms, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Now, your self-titled album came out in August and went to the top of the UK charts. You're playing sold-out tours. You've said you wanted to be as great as the Smiths and as mainstream as Will Smith. Is that still the goal, superstardom?
Definitely. I mean, all the bands we grew up listening to have they've always had them attitudes and them kind of beliefs. So it's kind of all we know, really. Why would you want to be a small band? We've always said we wanted to be like a big band. We didn't start the band as like a career choice, did we?
No, I think when you put so much into something, you don't want to just you want the maximum.
You don't want to be second best.
Exactly, yeah.
I guess that's normal, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And you had a really busy festival season over the summer, including a slot at Glastonbury, which is huge. But not that long ago, you were gigging at local venues, charging a few pounds entry fees, making music videos for 60 quid. You're still very young. How do you look back at your rapid rise?
Well, I suppose to a lot of people who may have just discovered us now, it might seem... I mean, it has been quite quick, but for us it feels like a few years of sleeping in the van and earning your right to get to where you've kind of got to now, I suppose. And even now we don't feel like we've so-called made it. We want more. We want longevity. I think that's where that's the key to all this is we want to be around for a long time, and I think that just means we just got to keep working as hard as we have done up to now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the only way a band these days can really prove themselves is longevity. I mean, it's not really hard, is it, for any sort of band to go put a video on YouTube and get loads of hits, because that can happen in so many different ways and things can go viral so easy now.
Anyone can be a wonder.
Yeah, exactly. I think the best way to do it now is longevity, and that's something we're really
And in the early days, doing the way we did it in terms of playing small venues to no one, building up a fan base, because then when things do start happening, you've got solid foundations that you've kind of built yourself, as opposed to just blowing up over.
Our first gig away was actually Paris, wasn't it?
Yeah, we came here even before we even had anyone even involved with the band and stuff. We just drove. You probably drove with that.
Yeah, we did.
So full circle then.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
let's take a quick listen to a track off Blossom's self-titled debut. This is Charlemagne. Well, Tom, you said that you write your best songs when you're feeling a bit miserable, but many Blossoms tunes are quite catchy and upbeat. I mean, we just heard there Charlemagne. Yeah. How does that work, and what's the secret to a great pop hook?
I don't know. Like you said, the hook is kind of, if you can blend that with great lyrics that are kind of honest, then I think that's when you mix the two. That's when you're onto a winner. But I think I can say that. Maybe if I'm feeling miserable, I don't mean the song sounds dead miserable. It's kind of uplifting. You want it to be uplifting as well, even if the lyrics are quite sad. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of, it's yeah, you do both. It's one of them weird kind of melancholy but not kind of things.
Best of both worlds,
yeah,
perhaps.
I suppose so.
So the only example of that is the Smiths, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, the Smiths kind of did that quite well.
Yeah.
Well, you're from Stockport, Greater Manchester. Some big bands have obviously hailed from Manchester, Oasis, the Stone Roses. There's a real Northern English musical heritage. So what makes you guys stand out?
I think because we're coming from all the bands you just named then have come from a similar background to us in terms of normal kind of working class background, and they started the band not as a career choice, and it was kind of because there was nothing else to do. And then when you've got like, we are genuinely like 5 friends who like live in and out of each other's pockets.
Yeah, it's just real, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all it is. I think these bands have something that's real rather than getting together. And I'm not. There's nothing bad about getting together with other people because they play instruments. You know what I mean? But we got together because we were just mates and there was nothing else to do. And there's something there that you can't.
The charm
force.
you can't really put into words.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like
that you can't
when fans see
manufacture.
it, yeah, it's like
exactly.
it is real. That's the way I usually explain it. And I see it in them bands, and I think that's why I'm into them bands. And if I was like a young lad and looking at the bands out there, I'd be like, I'd be able to see that, that they're genuinely really enjoying themselves and they are mates sort of thing. So I'd say that, and it's kind of, we're not trying to be too clever with it really. Like, it's just kind of
is what it is.
Classic pop
I was just going to
songwriting.
say the same thing. It is what it is. Okay. Well, much was made of the fact that Blossoms was the only guitar group to feature on the BBC's Sound of 2016 poll in a musical landscape crowded with electro and hip-hop. Where do you think guitar-driven pop is at now? Is it a good time for bands like yours?
I think there's a lot of like bands who are doing well at the moment. I think it comes in like kind of waves, doesn't it? Yeah, like it's never. If you had too many, people would be like, "Oh, we're bored of guitar bands or whatever." So I think you just have to bide your time, and then the ones who are writing great songs will get people's attention, I suppose, if the right people kind of get behind them and stuff like that. So
I think there's a lot as well. There's a lot of good bands at the moment who are knocking about. Do you know what I mean? We know and things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good bands we go and watch and stuff like that who maybe haven't got their exposure yet. But if you look at us, like 2.5 years ago, we weren't getting loads of exposure.
Exactly.
So you just got to keep
Plugging
going.
away.
And if you believe it, if you believe in your songs and you've got the work ethic, then there's no reason not to, unless you've been doing it for like 15 years and nothing's happening, and you're probably like, oh, what's going on?
That's what I mean. You just got to be prepared to put in a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And then it's good.
And ask your mum for a tenner a few times.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's take a quick look at some of the week's music news now. The Pitchfork Music Festival rolls into Paris with a packed offering of gigs, pre-festival sideline shows and after parties. The lineup spans electro, hip-hop and indie pop, with some big names hitting the stage, such as MIA, Moderat and Nick Murphy, or the artist formerly known as Chet Faker. Next, the Strokes guitarist Nick Valensi is fronting a side project called CRX, the band releasing its debut album New Skin, an irresistible power pop effort produced by Josh Omm from Queens of the Stone Age. They'll be touring the record beginning next month with some 25 dates throughout the US and Canada. After the bouncy, riff-driven Ways to Fake It, the second CRX single, Broken Bones, is a little darker, but only just. Guys, CRX is made up of a bunch of musicians from other big bands. Who would you form a dream supergroup with?
We already have done our own of Stockport. All of us were in previous bands before this in Stockport, but they were nothing serious. You know what I mean? It was just.
If I don't know, you'd probably just you'd probably name like some of your heroes, wouldn't you? Like, we're big fans of like the Arctic Monkeys, Alex Turner.
Yeah.
Matt Eldridge is better than me on drums though, so he'd be ahead of me, wouldn't he, in the lineup there?
Don't think like that.
Thanks, mate.
And then you've got like Noel Gallagher,
Morrissey,
Liam Gallagher, Johnny Marr, all these people are like our heroes. So
it would just be one massive band.
Massive
three
band.
drummers.
It all 3 drummers.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
well, it all sounds good. Moving on to our pick of the week. It's a collaboration between Conan Moccasin of Le Priest and Sam Dust from Late of the Pier. The pair go by the name of Soft Hair, joining forces for a self-titled disc awash in slinky synth-pop and psychedelic slow jams. The first single is a trippy but sultry affair called Lying Has to Stop. Let's take a look. Well, that was Lying Has to Stop from Soft Hair. What's the biggest lie you've ever told, guys? Putting you on the spot.
I once broke my arm and I cut the cast off before Mum got home from work, so that was quite a big lie. She found out though 3 years after I did it.
Oh. Tom?
probably from when I was younger, like I can't think off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
like-
put you on the spot.
Tom's too honest. That's all it is. Tom's an honest, very honest person.
You used to just lie to me about random stuff in Stockport.
Yeah,
you used
I
to
did,
tell
yeah.
me like the town hall's painted a different colour than it is now, and you know, like you'd get a fine if you eat an apple on a bike.
Okay, well, not too many
said
porky pies then from you guys. Tom and Joe from Blossoms, thank you so much once again for being here. A reminder that Blossom's self-titled debut album is out now, and fans here in France can catch them this week at La Boule Noire and next month at the Élysée Montmartre in Paris. For more arts and culture news, check out our website and connect with us on social media. Stay with us, there's lots more coming up on France 24 after this.